Know about the conductance of the electrolytic solution. It is the, you can say, the ability of an electrolyte to conduct the electricity. Now to determine the conductance experimentally, right? It can be determined by finding out the resistance of the electrolytic solution. As we know that G equals to 1 upon R. So if we know the value of R, we will get the reciprocal of it and we will obtain the conductance. Now it is experimentally to find it out. It is the method is based on the Wheatstone bridge, right? According to that, when the current is flowing through the electrolytic solution, right, and it has been connected to the galvanometer also, setup is connected to the galvanometer, that time that resistance is pointed out at which there will be no deflection shown by the galvanometer, that is the null point, right? So at that condition or at that point, the resistances which are placed in the four arms will have the ratio as R1 upon R2 equals to R3 upon R4. Now just have the view on the diagram here. So here we have got a setup, right? Now we have got the key here. This is the source of current, that is battery here, right? We have got the two ends A and C which are connected. So A, B and C, and here A, B and C. In point between B and D we have got a galvanometer placed. It is able to detect the minute current also in the circuit. Now the arms are AB, BC, AD and CD. Now at the arm AB we have placed here variable resistance. That means this resistance, this resistor we can change, right? R2, this is the unknown resistance. Now here the unknown resistance will be of the electrolytic solution, right? R3 and R4 will be known to us. Right? They are having the constant value, it will be knowing this. Now at the null point, that means when no deflection shown by galvanometer. Now, how it will be possible? We will be just changing the resistor from in the variable resistance. We will be just changing the resistor, and that for a particular value of a resistance here we will get a null point where the galvanometer will not be showing any deflection. Now, at that moment, we will have R1 upon R2 will be equal to R3 upon R4. Now here R1 is the variable resistance. Its value will be known to us because we are changing the key or we are changing the resistor here. R2 here is the unknown resistance. We are putting it capital X, and R3 and R4 value will be also known to us. The known resistance. This is also known resistance. Right. So from here we can easily find out. This is the variable resistance, right? In this one, right? Once we get the value of x, right, we will put in the formula, that is G, that is the conductance. Now conductance, you can know, can be also placed as written as C, but we are going to prefer it capital G because C can stand for the Coulomb and concentration also. So we will prefer to use G here. G is the conductance and it is just reciprocal of the resistance. Right. So it is 1 upon R. So it will be 1 upon X. So if we know the value of this X, that is here we will say unknown resistance. To find out this, we find it experimentally and then we will put it theoretically and we will get the conductance. Now here you can see that we are using the source of electricity, that is the direct current we are using. There is a drawback of using the direct current, that is DC here, right? The first of the drawback is that when we pass the current, direct current through the electrolytic solution, right, what will happen? Electrolysis of the electrolyte will take place near the electrode. As a result, what will happen? There will be change in the concentration of the ion around the electrode, and this is known as the polarization. That is going to affect the flow of the ions, or we can say it is going to affect the conductance. Now, second, we can say the drawback of using this method is that directly, that is, we here the resistance is just like a metal wire. Unknown resistance is in the form of metal wire, but we can't place the electrolytic solution just in the same way as a metal wire or a some solid substance is placed here in the form of resistance. So therefore we are going to use, instead of direct current, we will use the alternating current, right? And that too having the frequency 500 to 5000, 5500 per cycle per second, right? Now this frequency is not being we can say traced by the galvanometer. So we are not going, when we are using the alternating current, right, we will not use the galvanometer. At that time we are going to use the we can say we are going to use the headphone, right? So the next, the setup will be for the determination or experimental measurement of conductance by using the conductivity cell. Now, just I said now that for finding the resistance of electrolytic solution, we will prefer the conductivity cell. Now, how this conductivity cell will be connected to the meter bridge so that we can determine the resistance, and then finally we will find out the value of the conductance shown by the electrolytic solution. For this, you have to just see this diagram here. Now, in this diagram, right, we have got the meter bridge AC, which is connected to the alternate source of current AC, which has got the frequency under the range 550 to 5000 cycles per second, right? Now the point A, right, it is being connected to the standard resistance box, right? And the point C of the meter bridge is being connected to the conductivity cell. The point B, it is being connected through the earphone, it is connected to the jockey, right? Now first have a view over the conductivity cell here. Now the conductivity cell, it will contain the electrolytic solution, right? The two electrodes which are shown here are the electrodes which have got the coating of the platinum, right, to just reduce the polarization effect. Now this conductivity cell is being placed in the water thermostat, right, so that the temperature remains constant. This is the conductivity cell. It contains the electrolytic solution of which conductance is to be find out, and the electrodes are being coated with the platinum so that to reduce the effect of the polarization, right? Now it is being to the two terminal, it is being connected to the point XL, right, the standard resistance box. Okay, now what happens that we are going to pull the resistance from the suitable resistance will be pulled out or will be taken out from the resistance box, right, and the jockey will be slided each time over the meter here, right? So we have to select a point, right, where there will be minimum sound of ping. It will not be so that at first time we are getting it. It will be that we have to take number of time the resistor has to be taken out from the standard resistance box. Now let it for our resistor that we get the null point at point D. Now at point D, what will happen? There will be minimum sound which will be heard in the earphone, right? So at null point, it is that no current is flowing, which is indicated by minimum sound in earphone or a headphone here. So at that time what will be there? The resistance R upon the unknown resistance, this is X here, will be equal to resistance of arm of AD upon resistance of CD. So here we are putting it, we will be knowing this value R. This is the X here whose value is to be calculated. Now resistance of AD is actually length of AD, and here it is length of CD. Right. So from here we can just find out X. Right. It will be length of CD into R, length of AD. Right. So once we get this resistance, which is unknown, which is earlier unknown but it will get known, will be the that of the electrolytic solution, and we can easily find out then G, which is the conductance. It will be 1 upon R, that is here 1 upon X. So once we get it, right, we will determine the conductance of the solution.